Hello folks, it is that time you've been waiting for. My reaction, I'm sure no one's been waiting for it, but my reaction to the official gameplay trailer from eFootball. So let's just dive straight into it. We'll just lower the sound a little bit in case we do get some sort of copyright strike on the music they use. I have watched this before, but we're going to talk through it, see what's in it. So the game has changed with brand new actions on and off the ball, introducing the revamped gameplay of eFootball. The excitement is always centred around the ball, the 1v1 duels, the mind games when passing, the physical battles to gain control of the ball. The true beauty of the game is watching how players outplay their opponents to score a goal. Forget everything you knew about digital football. We've reworked the gameplay in eFootball to bring the excitement of real-world football to the digital realm. Bold words. Bold words, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if they live up to it. First off, sack whoever decided that having yellow text over moving backgrounds that have a lot of green in it was a good idea. Sack them. Terrible decision. Anyway, first thing you can notice, we're going to be pausing and stopping in all of this. First thing you notice is the colour scheme is still horrendous. The second thing I noticed is that even in the background, the graphics look better. The graphics look better. We're going to get a bit of a closer look at them with no text going in front, but I do feel like the graphics look better. So controlling the ball touch, obviously a big part of one-on-one duels, which they're focusing on. You have Iniesta in the shadow of the stadium moving along. It looks pretty good. It looks a bit skatey. It looks fluid. His movements look fluid. It looks a bit skatey, though. It's the defenders I like to watch. I think this is good. This is very clearly something that they picked out from the mocap thing, the motion capture. A nice little jink inside, a good finish, good animation of how he lands and shoots. I do like all of that. This is Kubo talking through about what he does on the pitch and stuff. And again, you get some nice little shimmies in the animation, which is good. You can drop the shoulder, and it seems like they've improved that a little bit from PES 2021. A nice little scoop to go over the player's leg as well as he runs through and puts a cross in with the outside of a boot, which is nice. You know, I do like all of that stuff. It's very good to see it, and he talks through about what he's got to do, showing calmness and stuff. Tricking the defender. So now we get to see Neymar in a bit of action here. And yeah, he jumps inside. Great first touch. I like the look of it. Again, the defending looks pretty poor, pretty robotic, like stuck in. It looks like the defenders could still get stuck into an animation. Like, I like the stumble there, but he wouldn't then move forward to go to where the ball was. He would run backwards. He would stumble and move his weight backwards so that he could at least try and track Neymar. Here we actually get what looks like nice graphics. The turf looks a bit rubbish. The shadows look decent. The players look decent. The passing, I don't quite understand. But yeah, steal the ball and create chances is what they called this. Don't know where Nicolas Soulé is trying to pass this ball. Like, don't know what he's doing. Great interception. Good little touch inside. And a lovely finish as well. But I don't know where Soulé's trying to pass that. But yeah, good interception. Nice graphics. Look pretty fluid. Goalkeeper looked like it had exactly the same animations as PES 2021. The physical battle. This is good to see. It is good to see this. I feel like there's a little bit of nitpicking I can do here, because if this happens against me, I'm calling foul, right? If this happens against me, I'm calling foul there. Doesn't get the ball, clips the player's leg. It's a foul. It's a foul. He doesn't get the ball. The player tries to carry on. Good turn to win it back. I do like the fact there's a second animation of a bit of a push off and then you win it. And then it shows the physical battle. We knew through the new football game they'd introduced a shielding button. That looked pretty good, holding him off. Ah, Konami. It's a gameplay trailer. Show stuff which is in the game. If it's coming in available in a future update, then it's not in the game, is it? Like, or put it in the game because you're showing us in the gameplay trailer. Really annoying. I feel like this has a bit of physics that has gone wrong behind it, this motion. It looks all right, but the way PK kicks the ball, it shouldn't have a parabolic arc. It should be more direct because he puts loads of backspin on it. But it's good. It's nice to see. And here's Rashford, a lovely turn with the left foot to get in between two defenders, and a knuckleball finish, I would say. It's got the sort of dynamics to it, to a knuckleball. But yeah, it's a bit heavy, that touch, but a lovely finish. And the graphics, when you see his celebration later on, do look very well improved, very much improved. I was going to say very good, but I still think they could be better. We know all about this stuff. We saw it in the gameplay, the reveal trailer, Iniesta and PK and their mobot. We do get to see a bit of the behind-the-scenes computer working of what happens. We're not told what all this means. The green box, the blue circle, the circles around Iniesta. I'm assuming this is like likely movements of your input of what you're going to try and do, where you've just come from, where you'd be impossible to turn to, maybe the reach of the player to maybe make an interception. This is how far an animation will work, and this is where it's like won't work or might get a touch or something like that. But it is good to see these sort of behind the scenes. This is what we've used to work on. And obviously they're up against quite a lot of like things in FIFA using full mocaption like exosuits. PK still looks like he's just got out of bed. I'm surprised they've left that in. And again, here, top-down, it's hard to have good top-down graphics that are reasonably close in, but this looks pretty rubbish, in my opinion. It looks pretty poor. I feel how the ball moves with Iniesta. It looks pretty robotic. However, they then go to this view, which is by the side of the pitch. Automatically, it looks a million times better than that view. And it looks pretty good. There's still a bit of clipping. I've actually paused it on a bit where you've got Iniesta's boot going through the turf, not planting on it. But yeah, a fantastic tackle, and it goes behind. Now this annoys me. Enhanced team play and controls. This doesn't annoy me. These little graphics look pretty decent. There's some shadowing. There's good. There's no shadows in the dressing room for some reason. It's obviously perfectly lit so that shadows don't exist. So, well, when I say they don't exist, this is a good page to stop on actually, because the wash bin has a shadow just behind the text, and the fridge has a shadow just behind the text. No players though. Players don't seem to cast shadow in the dressing rooms. I would expect in the next gen world that they should. They do have shadows in the tunnel, and the tunnels. These cutscenes look really good. I hope they've updated them from PES 18, 19, 20 and 21 where they come out and just wave at the crowd like in a line. I hope they've improved that. But this is where you get into the tactics side of it. We'll jump past the horrible colours of eFootball. Everyone knows they exist. Possession game, long ball counter, quick counter, long ball out wide. It gives you a little chat around what it is. It's still, from what we can see, miles away from FIFA, where you can ask your striker to be a running behind striker. You want him to play as a target man. And I know that players in eFootball will probably follow the PES like tradition of that will be built into the player, so you can train them to be a target man, so they try and come deep and help hold the ball up. But I think you should be able to conduct a bit more of that in tactics as well. However, my biggest bugbear with this is that none of these are new. None of these are new. Possession game was in PES 20 and 2021 and in 19 and in 18, I think, through advanced tactics, or when you go through your tactics about how you want to play attacking football. You can ask to do possession, or you could ask to do long ball. Right? You could ask them you could then tell them that you want to play on the counter, or you could say that you wanted to do a quick ball forward, like a longer ball forward, and you could get players to stay out wide by using player instructions, or team advanced instructions. So none of these are actually revolutionarily new. Is that a word? Revolutionarily. None of these are new in a sense of that they've just been repackaged in a new menu. I think that's how I see it anyway. And as you see, you can pause it if you want and read them all and go and watch the trailer yourself. I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, I mean, again, and these graphics look pretty good. They do look pretty good. It looks a step up from the new football game that we saw. I still think it's potentially behind FIFA in terms of this, but this looks like, in my opinion, it would be recorded from a console rather than a mobile or PC. It looks pretty decent. It does look pretty decent. You see Wan-Bissaka in towards Sancho. Sancho takes a touch back to McTominay, a little touch out of his, or a big touch out of his feet. Holding the wing on the left-hand side is Rashford, and a good crossfield pass to pick him out. And it's smart. That looks smooth. It did look good. I'm not too sure why Frankie de Jong's doing a ball roll just outside his own area, but quick counter, win the ball, everybody turns and runs away from you, something we've already had in previous PESs or eFootballs, if you want to call it that. Good ball through. I mean, it still looks shonky. Don't watch the attackers. Watch PK, Serginho Dest, I think this will be. And I assume Busquets would be here. But yeah, watch. The main one is Serginho Dest. I mean, PK is so slow at reacting here. So they're saying they're all going to sprint in behind. PK's stepping up. He's man-marking Lewandowski very, very well. And you can see the ball is played there. And understandably, Lewandowski does have a bit of a lead on PK. Serginho Dest has gone, oh my word, what is happening? Now watch Serginho Dest, okay? Why is he running a big circle? Why has he done a big semicircle? Why has he not just shifted his body weight and run this way? I don't get it. You wouldn't turn like you're an oil tanker. You're a human. You can just bounce from one leg to another. Like, I'm not saying it would be instant enough to keep up with the defender, but it would definitely make a bit more of a difference. And again, he turns, stands still before then accelerating again. Yeah, bit strange. But it goes in, a good finish. And then you get an Arsenal one as well, a long ball from Arsenal. I don't think you'd really see too much of that. Aubameyang goes for a header with Chiellini, I think it is. It gets a deflection off both of them. Out from Emil Smith-Rowe. And then the ball, I think, goes into the back of the net eventually. But yeah, and then possession game, which is the same as what we had in previous ones. It was everyone stays tight so that you can keep the ball and wait patiently to open up a space. I quite like the lines showing where passing angles should be. I actually used these sort of lines and stuff on my tactics explained videos that I did for PES 2021. But yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit wary of the Juventus shape. They are getting dragged all over the place, but I guess that's what Barcelona do to you. They try and drag people out of position. And then the long ball counter that we'll see here with Juventus. Now, I do like the back four looks pretty settled. The midfield four looks pretty settled for Juventus. And you can follow the lines to see where they move. You do have one defender dropping far too deep, but the other defenders on that side try to then get in line to have some sort of structured defence. You win the ball, and they go long up the pitch with a long ball. Like, this one goes into feet, but yeah, you get the idea. The new camera, the dual, not a fan, I don't think. I think it works really well like this on the wide positions with, like, Pepe here gets it. Nice bit of skill, to be fair, from Pepe. He does two little nice bits of skill to get around his defender. But it's here that I think it's let down. In the middle of the pitch, look where he's passing the ball out to this guy here. You can just see his boots, right? That's all you can see. I don't think you want it to be zoomed in when you're in the middle of the pitch, because you want to be able to see as much as possible if you're going to do these sorts of long passes. But yeah, it's okay. And we now know, you can take the circles off from around the bottom. That was in the new football game. But general improvements then. We've seen a lot of different things in this video already, but I like the fact it can predict, or it knows, depending on the input of the controller. I'm doing this with my hands, like as if I've got a stick. If you're going in a certain direction, there is a certain motion that is more suited to that motion. So if you're coming this way, he's going to do a ball roll. If you're going straight on, he's going to keep it on his right foot. If you come down here, and then it's always predicting about what the inputs that are there, what motions it's going to do. Ball movement becomes more realistic in partnership with a research institute, unnamed. Yeah, this I quite enjoy. The seamless restart system, so you can quickly get the ball, take it quickly. It's shown off much better in a minute right now, actually, here with Szczesny. Asks for the ball, it's thrown to him, puts it down. Chiellini, the defenders all react pretty quickly. Aubameyang's like, oh my God, what's going on? Long ball up the field. I think that is crucial in today's game. And then they say it's going to evolve alongside the community, and this is where you get to see a little bit more of the better graphics. So Upamecano celebrating with Thomas Muller. You have Kimmich coming in there. Rashford giving it a big one. Cuadrado's in there celebrating. Aubameyang's neck freaks me out in this bit a little bit. No, he looks pretty normal there. But that bit there, I can't pause it on the right bit for some reason. But yeah, just there. Aubameyang's neck freaks me out a little bit. But Smith-Rowe looks like Smith-Rowe. Aubameyang looks like Aubameyang. Saka looks like Saka. It's looking better. It is looking better. Bonucci's still not sure. Parts of him look a bit weird. But Sancho looks good. The Barcelona players do look good. And then you get everybody saying, Vamos to eFootball. All in all, I think there is positives. There is negatives. I still think the negatives are slightly outweighing the positives in terms of what I think is animation locks and a bit robotic movement. And there's definitely some like... what's it called, where your foot goes into the turf? I've forgotten the word, but it definitely looks graphically better than what we saw previously. I mean, these sorts of animations from the defender, I don't think do it too much favour. And then you've got this is probably the best bit. I think what I'd rather like to see is them say, this is the demo. This is not the demo. This is a gameplay trailer where you're going to see 10 minutes of a game. You're going to see, or 5 minutes of a game. Like, yeah, they give you all this spiel about this is all the new stuff, and then they give you 5 minutes of game footage. I think a lot more people would love to see that. Are they hiding something? Is that why no team really does it? I mean, it's very different to FIFA. FIFA go all closing up on the action, and in FIFA 22, their gameplay trailer is all in-game footage, but a lot of it is zoomed in. You don't get any of the footage from further away like you do in PES. So at least this is unedited sort of gameplay. I mean, I don't agree with that pass to Sule, like I said, but it's a nice touch inside. It's a good finish. These graphics look pretty good. You could see there that he was pointing to say, you cut out that angle of the pass. Good finish. Net physics are absolutely dreadful in this. I mean, the ball goes in here, and it has the minimalist of bulges that come out the back. And normally we know that nets have quite a big bounce when the ball goes in. I think it's the same with the Rashford goal. If I can find that, well, we'll just see it here. So it's just about to go in, and it just nestles. Yeah, it just nestles. I mean, that doesn't happen in real life. The net physics are much, much better. Nitpicking, potentially. But yeah, it looks good. The shadows look good. The turf looks okay. I think the turf looks a bit too 2D. It looks a bit too much 2D. But the graphics are definitely a step up. Are they still what I was expecting for next gen? No, I don't think so. I was expecting even more. Maybe I was being greedy. But when you see other games that are coming out that have been built for next gen that also aren't on the Unreal 5 engine because it's not been finished yet, you sort of feel like this is a bit of a letdown, and that's got to be to do with the mobile-ness of the game, that they want to be able to do things that can all be scaled down. But it's made me come back from a potential, I really don't want to play this game, to I'll definitely give it a go, I think. There is worries that I have about the franchise of eFootball, as it is now known. Master League is now rumoured it's not going to be ready till March. That's miles away. That's like over halfway through the season. I'm like, that's a long, long time to let the hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of people that still play Master League. That's a long time for them to wait for a game that Konami haven't really sold brilliantly anyway. But yeah, I mean, it looks decent. Even here, there are a few little footmarks on the pitch. The shadows look okay. The turf looks okay. I would say it was maybe like a 5 or 6 out of 10 for the trailer, when the reveal trailer was like a 2, a 2 at best, probably 1 or 2. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Wow, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm back in the category of I'm definitely going to give it a go. This trailer is an improvement on the last trailer. I still don't think it's where it needs to be. I still think there's too many things that look robotic and animations that look like you're going to be stuck in a glitch. I feel like there's a number of things that could be improved over time with the game. Obviously, they're going to be releasing updates for it quite regularly to stay up to date with what happens in real world football. And they've already said it's the end of like iterations of a new game every year. They're going to be building on this game every year. The Unreal 5 engine is going to be huge. If they get an Unreal 5 engine and get it working and get the graphics on that to be absolutely plumb, then it's going to be superb. It could be superb. But FIFA's always going to evolve. There's the new games. There's the new UFL game that's coming out. There's a Goal or Soccer Inc. or whatever it's called as well. And I think there's going to be more competition. I feel like these companies like Konami and EA are going to have to up their game at some point. Otherwise, they will lose players to these other games that are going to come on the scene. I think people are realizing that maybe the football gaming world has got a bit stale, and there's a chance to go and maybe make a dent in it. And if free-to-play is the way it's going to go, then if you get a couple of thousand players in the game and they're all doing microtransactions because it's free to download, then you're going to be quids in, aren't you? You're going to be quids in. But we'll see how it goes. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I've turned it into a bit of a ramble. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below. I'm more positive than I was, but probably not as positive as I'd like to be, I think is a way to sum it up. Underwhelmed, not as much as I was previously, but I'm still a little bit underwhelmed. The colour scheme is revolting. The graphics I wish they had just done all of this was caught on next gen. That's what I wish. I wish there was a comment somewhere that said what it was caught on. This bit was caught on mobile. This bit was caught on next gen. This bit was caught on a now generation console. I think that's what I would have liked to really understand what was caught where. They're obviously keeping it out their back pocket. We'll probably come back for another video in a couple of days' time when I've digested it a little bit more. But there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your comments down below. For now, I'm out. Cheers.